Dip and stroke. What the heck am I painting? It's hard to believe that just over a day ago my sister-in-law was living in this apartment. Look at it now, stripped down to the concrete. And these cabinet doors would have been painted by now. It's 7:30 at night on the 26th. They would have been painted, except that our new guy that we hired a week ago, if that, didn't show up for work today. And he lives literally around the block, 2 blocks, block and a half away. You could walk and be here in a minute. I was supposed to be here. We were working on the empty apartment, doing some structuring, some demolition. And I said, well, this apartment's coming up empty, and we're going to change gears, like I told you right at the beginning. And we're going to pull up the carpeting, put down some new flooring, and we're going to paint the cabinets. So decided to paint the cabinets before we put the new flooring down, and he just didn't show up. Called him, texted his wife. Nothing, gone, fell off the face of the earth. We're not paying him a whole lot of money, but that could have been increased. Obviously he was looking for work, so he was sitting at home. Isn't that odd? I'll never understand how people just disappear, don't call and say, I'm sorry, I don't feel well, or make up some excuse, or I'm looking for a better job, or I got called into an interview that I'd applied for before I took your job. Make up a story, I don't care, just call and say we're not going to be in, so here I am. Slopping on the paint, trying to get long strokes and get rid of these streaks. Hard to see the streaks. This is the most expensive paint, or second most expensive Olympic one. Paint plus primer in one. It's probably 35 bucks a gallon. I used to use stuff for 10 bucks a gallon. But this is CW, one of the good stuff. So, who's making streaks? Looks worse in person. So I sanded these down with number 150 paper, and then I cleaned them with a 50-50 blend of, what's that stuff called? Pine salt. Pine salt and water, and then I rinsed them with a clean rag. So whatever goopy was on them is off. Extreme hiding power, scrubbable and durable, superior stain resistance, provides mildew resistance, coating, and it doesn't go on that well because it's leaving streakies. It's supposed to be self-leveling. Put it on thicker maybe. Maybe that's my problem. I was looking for some contact cement to attach the banding, the edge cover, edge band. I got a new bottle somewhere. I looked for it for 15 minutes. Can't find it. So I'll paint these 4 doors. I already cleaned the frames. We're not going to paint the frames or the inside. We're going to put a new countertop on because the 30-year-old countertop has got cut marks. Somebody was cutting up some fish or something and chop, chop, chop. It chopped it all up, so time for a new countertop. 100 bucks. I used to cut those with Fruit Loops. You got to cut them from the back. So you're cutting down through the face, the Formica, as opposed to cutting up with a circular saw. Not easy to do. It's a 2-person job, and I do it myself, and it comes out pretty good. Chips. Whatever. Potato chips. There was a good show today on Terry Gross. Salt, sugar, and grease or oil, fat. I think I mentioned that earlier. Definitely worth listening to. Fresh Air, freshair.org with Terry Gross. Listen to it. You won't believe how much manipulation goes into making you buy Coke or Pepsi or potato chips or chocolate chip cookies. Totally unnecessary and overpriced, that it should be taxed to death. Stupid tax. People pay the price no matter what it is. Oh boy, shouldn't have touched it. Jeez. Either I'm a lousy painter or this paint doesn't cover well. 2 coats, streaks. Splotches. Anyhow, that's what I'm doing. 5 minutes, 45 seconds. That's a long video. When I paint, I don't get paint into the rim like my famous painter. Freaking mess. He gives back a can of paint, and you can't close the lid, so he hammers on it. SCCW bought some 123 primer, but we don't need that. Oh yeah. Doors are off. This stuff smells good. Gotta cover that up for the night with this plastic bag. Just like that. It's maple syrup time. Silver sap buckets are showing up, so they say on the radio. Yep, maple syrup time. That's a sure sign that spring is here. Warm days, cold nights. Syrup runs, the tree regenerates overnight, it runs again the next day with the warm sun. Snow cover is important. Keep the roots from getting too warm. No snow is not good. Yeah, snow to cover the root ball. Mrs. CW and I are making plans for the summer. The Corvair conventions in Kalamazoo, Michigan. July 26th, I think, July 16th, I forget. Anyhow, so we're going to go via Indiana, pick up my ramp side and caravan up to the convention. I'm going to use the pickup truck, which I'd like to put a camper on, but we'll see what happens. Yep, truck camper. Do I buy a used one for $3,500 or a new one for $20,000? Who knows? I'm going to put this paintbrush into a plastic bag. All right, time to go buy some contact cement.